Hi all, this is Ray. Welcome back to another budgeting video. Today we're going to do our week 3 expense check-in. I really appreciate you all joining me on my budget venture, and yeah, I hope to continue to grow with you as a community. This week was not our best week, but we'll go over all the numbers and talk a little bit more. So I'm going to zoom you in here on week 3, and I apologize, there's all this ink and scrubby-dub-dub stuff. I'm going to be doing an overhaul of the worksheets that I've been using and making, and I'm going to streamline some stuff and hopefully make some of these boxes a little bit bigger so there's not so many scribbles and fewer cells to enter input into. But for now, we'll just stick with the worksheet I've been using this month. So for food this week, our goal was $159.55, and we went over with $181. Gas, we didn't have to fill up anything. Household, our goal was $32.41, and we spent $52.66, and we went significantly over there, but it was all for really important stuff. It was mostly for air filters for our purifier and creating more filtration system with our fans, because we live in an area that was deeply impacted by the wildfire smoke, and we had to stay inside for a long time and have all the doors and windows closed, and it was really important to have healthy air inside. So I'm fine with going over on that one this week. It was very much needed. And then this unbudgeted 410, honestly, I have no idea what this was. I think this was something that my partner bought, and I forgot to look through all of our expenses, but it is not very much, so I'm just gonna roll with that. So if you subtract how much we spent from our goal here, I'm just gonna move the calculator out of the way for now because I already did these calculations. We went over $21.45 on food. We were under budget, obviously, by $39.21 for gas because we didn't spend anything. We were over budget. Sorry about this shadow. Let me see if I can fix this. We were over budget. No, it doesn't really help. Move from that angle. There we go. Over budget 20.25. It's a negative. And then over here, we were over budget. We didn't want to spend anything. We spent $410. Now, if you add up all of these numbers, so you have negative 21.45 plus 39.21 minus 20.25 minus 410, you get a negative 659, which, when all's said and done, that's not that bad for the week. Oh, and I forgot to add up this total was $237.76. And in these other categories that I have down here, our other bills and expenses was $148 for a medical bill. And then for our bills, I don't think we had anything come out. So for our total expenses, we add $237.76 plus 148 equals $385.76. And we move over to our cash envelopes. We spent $148, and I'll go over where those numbers came from later. And then for bank savings, sinking funds, out of the bank, we spent $286.48, and that was mostly for car repairs. So our total outgoing, what I do is I add up our expenses, which is our variable expenses, our others, and our bills, and I add that to our savings categories that we spent from to get the total of how much was spent this week. And that is $820.24. $820.24. So we're almost done with this worksheet. We're just going to get set up for week 4. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, no. Sorry, I was like, wait, I think we already finished week 4, but no, we haven't. Sorry about that. So we're just going to get our balances prepared for week 4. So we had $410.28, and we spent $181, and we've got $229.28 left. And I think just to speed up this video, I already did a lot of the calculations, so I'm just going to move the calculator out of the way and say our balances for gas are $100.82. Our household balance is now $30.69. Our unbudgeted is $70.90. And then over here, obviously we're still in the process of spending. We're just going to calculate out the goals. So how I do this, I say this every week, but I take the balance, I divide it by how many days there are left in the month, and then multiply it by how many days in the week to get this. So we have $145.91 for food, $64.16 for gas, $19.53 for household, and we never have a goal we always have a goal to spend nothing out of the unbudgeted. So that is a total of $229.59. So with these goals, hopefully we just stay under them this week and do a better job than last week, and that should be great. So I'm going to move this worksheet aside, and I'm going to get out our sinking funds and cash envelope tracker, which is too busy. I don't think I'm going to keep track of this on a weekly basis after, whoops, and I already have some things that I was scribbling on. After this month, I think I'm going to really overhaul this process so it keeps track automatically on a spreadsheet I have, and I don't need to write it in every week. But let's see, because it's tricky to show you guys because we have the categories over here and then the weeks over here. But let me just really quickly go through this for you. And I just have to get my cheat sheet out. And my kiddos coming upstairs, but they're going to be quiet. Alright, so the only things in week 3 that we spent on were clothing, mostly I think kids clothing with $58, and kids, I think we bought books and games and various things for $46, and I'm sure we had some entertainment. I think we had a meal out for $16. And then actually in this category here, we did start spending just a tiny bit. And of course, laundry. We always do laundry every week. So if you add all these up, you get a total of $148 that was spent. And this week, I only added to laundry of $50. Normally, I do $80 a month. But I haven't been using that all, so where I do laundry is very expensive, and I think come the winter when we have a lot more muddy and dirty gear, I'll be spending more, but right now I haven't been spending a ton. So to go through quickly the balances, we've got, hold on bud. Oh, that's silly. Alright, I'll help you out in a minute. Thanks for closing it. So we got 78, 105, 330, 176. This is totally, actually, I don't know what happened here. This was an incorrect number.
Incorrect number.
200, 151. Oh, I wrote that in the wrong category. Sorry. I was trying to be like sneaky and not have anybody see what I was doing and messed it up for you guys. Okay. So we have 453, 369, 326, 120, for laundry, 123, 50, and 200. So I know this is kind of probably boring for you all. That is why I think I'm going to change this setup so it's just not so many numbers. And sorry, you couldn't even really see the totals, but I'll give you an overall shot of that, and then we'll move on to our bank savings, which are our honest sinking funds. And you guessed it, the one that we spent on was maintenance. There is something strange going on with these numbers, so I actually think I'm just gonna leave it here and do it later. But essentially we spent $286 on the car. We had to got some tires and do a little tiny repairs, so you'll see a bunch coming out of this car category this week. But I apologize, I thought it was ready on my spreadsheet, but I see that there's an equation that isn't really working out, or a function or something. So anyway, sorry about that, but thank you guys so much for coming along on this journey with me. I'm really excited to redo these sheets and make them simpler and just make them make more sense to me and my partner and help us stay on budget. So anyway, thank you so much. The power just went out, so I'm going to say goodbye.